You bought the Steam Deck to pwn noobs on the go and finish those games you don't ever get to sit down and have time to play. But how long will your precious battery last? That's what we're here to find out. So I actually get to play games in this one. Nice. The Steam Deck is portable and it has a battery, so that means we need to know how long that battery lasts and if it's gonna last your whole playtime on the plane or only sitting at the gate. And so for this test, I started at 6:55 p.m. and started gaming how I normally would. And this is right after I pulled the Steam Deck off the charger, so I'm at 99%, 5 hours and 35 minutes projected battery life, which, as you're gonna see through this video, is kinda subject to change depending on wattage. So I started off my battery journey playing Hollow Knight, and as you can see, it only took me 2 minutes to realize I suck at that game and it's only pulling 8 watts. So then I switched over to, a better game. Well, not better, but easier. So I switched over to Destroy All Humans. And my god, is that a Space Invader? Oh no, that's just pulling 24.6 watts. And it's only gonna take an hour and 7, whatever that is, 1.7 hours to empty. So I played one full mission and then decided it was time for dinner. So I ate some dinner while it was on standby and then jumped back in at around 9:35, which I ended up looking at the battery right when I restarted, and we had already gone down to 79%. And that's just sleep in our first play session. So obviously the more wattage you pull, which you can check on the Steam Deck as you're playing, you're gonna eat battery like it's your job. Which is why I decided to play something a little less demanding, but still new and also fun. Very fun, especially on the Steam Deck. It's just a little skateboarding game, kind of set up like Super Mario World, where you have different levels and you play through the track. That's right, Olly World. It also has a fantastic soundtrack, which I played most of my game session with some earphones versus the Deck's speakers, which here's a little sample of. They still sound really good, and even though I'm not very good at this game, I'm definitely enjoying the soundtrack, and that playing through regular headphones plugged in or over Bluetooth, it's not really taking up that much more power, so playing with headphones is definitely recommended for this title. And so at about 10:20, I just kinda had enough of, dying over and over in Olly World. Enjoyably, but dying nonetheless. I decided to switch over to a little more high-performance game and went with Orcs Must Die 3. And man, did that pull some wattage. That was averaging around 21 watts while I was in-game. And that definitely sucks down the power quite quickly. But that's also where I decided to end it for the night because, it was tired and the dog was just crazy. She was walking over everything I was doing. So I wanted this video to be more of a real world usage. I wanted to be able to pick it up, play it for a little bit, keep track of the time, keep track of the wattage in the games, but then also leave it on hold to see how long the battery lasts on hold. If it's terrible if you leave it on for an hour and it just kills the battery when it sits there for 8 hours of sleep. I wanted to see what the actual real world case would be for this. And after a refreshing night's sleep and an entire Saturday looking at me to do gaming, or science, I started again at around 10:20. I had left the Steam Deck on all night on its reserve power mode, but not off. So we started back up in the next morning and kind of chugged away at it again. Starting off with a classic, Final Fantasy X and X-2. This one's a remaster and plays on the Switch, so this one's pretty easy to do, and it gets you quite a bit of time on the Steam Deck. So let's play this for a while and see how our battery fares. Oh yeah. I was able to get at least 2 hours of gaming in with 30% left on the battery and 85 minutes worth of time left. And that's discharging around 8.9 watts. But I was kind of feeling, done with this. I got through the intro scene and, made my way through the tutorials and decided it was to go back and see how much more brutality this battery could handle. So we're back to killing orcs. So I started killing some orcs and the time on the battery definitely went down. We went from about 1:16 till about 1:39 of Orcs Must Die 3 and then this happened. Oh no, 10% left. Oh my god, only 5% left. Oh, 3% left.
Ooh, get the 3%.
What could possibly come next?
Oh no.
So we were able to get 2.5 hours of play in on Friday, about 12 hours of sleep time, and then 4 hours on Saturday.
So it looks like at like 1-2% it kind of logs you out and shuts it down. Yeah, she did. Let's mark the date and time. 1:39.
So, as you can tell, playing games on the Steam Deck is really going to vary what the battery actually does. And Valve has a nice overlay that actually gives you exactly how much wattage the game is playing. So based on the numbers that you receive there, you're going to be able to figure out for yourself whenever you load up a Steam game, how much it's actually going to pull and how long your battery's going to last. So a game that's only pulling like 8 watts is going to last a lot longer than the one that's pulling like 25. Or if you're playing a AAA title that pulls the max wattage that the console can produce, it's not going to last that long on the battery. But if you're playing it plugged in, don't worry about it. You're plugged in, you're good to go. But if you're on a long road trip, maybe you want to put one of those side-scrolling platformer games on that only pulls like 7 to 10 watts. It's going to give you like 5 to 8 hours of gameplay, which you could drive a few hundred miles with that. So on one battery, only pulling around 8 watts, you can fly pretty much across the entire US. That's without any layovers. Plus, most places you're going nowadays, they have chargers everywhere. So it is good to know that the Steam overlay has the information in there, so you can decide what games you want to play. And if you haven't really figured out what games you want to play on the Steam Deck yet, well, I already got a video for you right here. That's the 5 Steam games under $10 that are awesome playthroughs. Give them a try, and I think we're gonna make a few more videos like that because I think there's a few different price brackets that I think would work well.